Hey there, Rhoda here. Welcome to my craft room. Today we're working on a pumpkin pocket. Everybody needs to get harvesty because fall is here. My mom has this great big pumpkin down there. She's watching. It's only one pumpkin, but she is going to harvest it to put on her porch or to make pies with. I'm not sure which. But this pocket I made the other year. I've got it. I had this that looked like burlap, a hay bale, and I put little ties around it. It's got burlap, uh, the stinky stuff, you know. Oh gosh, I can't stand that. Anyway, it has a pocket in the center here that turns over, has a little message on it, and then that slides back in to be the two rungs. What would you call that on a pumpkin? And then the top pulls off and becomes another little pull and just has a little message inside of there. So I'm going to put one of these together for you and let you see how it's done. And you might like to make cards with it or little placemat decorations for your fall festivities, anything in that manner. Okay, let me put this aside and we will get to it. The paper pad I used I got it last fall. I'm not sure if it's still out there, but it's Echo Park. It's Happy Fall. And I loved some of these papers that's in there. And all of my papers here came from this pack. So that's what we're going to work with. I've picked out a few of the little smaller cuts here that are, what do they call it? The cut aparts. I think they call these the cut aparts. And I picked a long one from another one they didn't show here. So the die cut I'm working with, did I bury it? I think I buried it. Okay. It's under here. It's from Spellbinders. And it was just called Elegant Ovals. And it was these 4 cutting dies. And I've used them for quite a few things. You can make beautiful frames with them. And that kind of stuff. And this is the one I picked. I saw this technique somewhere where you use ovals to create a pumpkin. So I'm going with this as my base paper. It's pretty like skeletally looking design. So I'm going to put this in here and cut out 2 ovals. That's all we need of this one. Now I thought you might like to see my techniques or my equipment. This is a Spellbinders Platinum and it's a 6-inch one. I didn't want one bigger. I'm probably shaking everything. I didn't want one bigger because I can cut the paper down and see it'll come out like that. And you can shake it or hit it, oh, whatever you want to call it, brush it. Some people have a little brush that they use, and we'll get these extra little pieces off. I have old plates. These are the original plates that I got. I've got another set over there. Just, I haven't decided to use them yet. They're fine where they're at. I'll get to them eventually. Now, with this, you don't need this outer edge that's really pretty. I'm going to be cutting that off to make it look like a round pumpkin. So if any of that gets cut off, if you have a smaller scrap or something you're wanting to use, it doesn't need to be used. Okay, let me get that part off. And we're done with our die cut machine, right? Yes, we are done. We don't need the die cutter anymore. Let me get it on the floor out of the way. And this piece is trash. I may be able to get a few things out of the edge of that, but I'm not sure. I will try it later. Okay, and then what we're going to do, we're going to get in here and we're cutting just that edge where the little gigas start to come out. I don't know proper terminology for some of these things. How is everyone today? I hope all of you out in YouTube land are doing well. There's so many neat ideas out there. I'll tell you, there's just so much creativity. It's amazing. I'll go and think, oh, I've done thought of something new, and I'll get in there and I'll put in a search, and wow, some people have already beat me to it. So some of the stuff that I think I'm bringing to you new is actually maybe something somebody else come up with, but everybody has a different point of view and a different decorative style. See, I don't know if you could use that for anything, but it's kind of cute. All right, let's get on this other one. And if it would be a whole lot simpler if I had just an oval die that cut clean, but I don't. These are some of the ones that I got when I first started. And I was thinking of card making at that point. And I did use quite a few of these with different kind of cards. I used it to frame things with or to be a background. And they make really pretty cards. Ooh, I'm almost there. I'm trying to make it even too as I go. And we're done with those two. All right. Let me clean my goodies off. And I'll show you what I got with an idea for the inside. Or actually the outside, the middle part. Where's my piece? Here we go. Let me put this up here so we can look at it. I shouldn't have taken it away. So this piece is what this will be right here. Oh crap, I did need the die cut machine. See, I got ahead of myself. Let's pull that baby back up here. Oh. Okay, one more shot. I need to put my die right there, and it's just going to make it. And I'm going to cut out that middle. And let me get a piece of my washi tape. It's always better to put it down and keep it steady than to think it's just going to stay there, because I have put it in my machine and it slid on me, and it messed up. It messed up big time. All right, let me get some more of those off. These will affect your cut, so that's why you want to always get those off. They'll make bumpies. All right, one more shot. Oh, see, it's already wiggling on me. Okay. Ooh. There we go. Now this one will keep the frillies that's on the outside, so we do want to leave that there. Not cut it off at all. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. It's almost like Christmas. You never know how it's going to turn out. That's like with everything. Now, I've seen a lot of people do this where they beat, and I don't even worry about that. I have a pokey tool, and I'll get in there and I'll poke out all those little baby pieces that didn't want to come out, and I'll take care of that later. Ooh. It cut. Yep, it didn't cut too bad. I think we need to do some maintenance, because that little piece can get cut off. We don't need it, because I was thinking I had enough room here, but I guess I didn't. But we can fix it. We can always fix it. Now I'm going to make a little arch here. Oops. Come back down. It didn't look like I ever did anything to it. Okay. Do the other side the same way. We always want to mirror our sides. It's hard to see what's on the other side of those dies, because the lip, the cutting lip, is in a little bit further, so it's always hard to judge. Now with this, we are going to have to go in here and do some pokes. You just never get it all out. There's no way. I mean, when you're cutting and it cuts clean, that's a myth. That will not happen. Okay, let me get all these out of the way. Seems I'm doing more cleaning up today than I'm doing anything. All right, let's see if we got all of our pieces. we've got this, which is going to be our center of our pumpkin. We got these two, which are the sides of our pumpkin. Oop. Now, there you can see it right there. Okay, so we have these two pieces and that piece. Yep, that's looking good. Now, this is going to be the centerpiece that's in here. And the way I'm going to do that, I'm going to just lay this over top of here as best I can to get my message. And I'm going to do a, oops, I moved it. I'm going to do a pencil line, and I will cut it out. And we'll see what we got. This one seems to be a little tight going in there, so I may adjust and make this a little bit under that line. And I'll get some of that pretty flower. There we go. I've been trying to learn how to do stuff in fast motion on here, but I think I have to do the whole video in fast motion. I experimented with the other night, and I'll tell you what, that is fast. I don't know about doing one with that. Okay, so this is going to go under there, and it could be flipped over to sort where you saw the little acorns and fall leaves. I think I've got a little bit of a non-balance there, but I guess it doesn't matter because it's going to be inside the pumpkin for most of its life. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to create our piece that goes inside. And I already sketched around my little trunk stem. It's a stem of my pumpkin, and we're going to cut that out. And I was lucky this paper pad had a wood grain in it. That was great. And I'm going to try to sketch this one up and put it on a piece of paper and have it in my freebies on my Rhoda's junk page, my Facebook page. So in case you would like to use that as a guide, but you can always use your own ideas and sketch things out yourself. Most of the time, things will give me ideas. I'm not even sure where I got this one. I think it just came to me. But you can get triggered, I guess is the word, by something you see out there that somebody else has created. Okay, so there's our top. Well, I'm up a little too high. You can't see that. There's my top. And then what I decided, that's my message inside that that'll be attached to. I'm going to, since I don't have any more of this, it looks like a hay bale. I'm going to make it look like it's sitting on a trunk. I mean, a stump. So it would tie in my browns, and they'll be all throughout my photo or picture pocket, whatever you want to call that. Okay, so we're going to go up here and just roughly sketch in, and it's a pretty wide thing, so we may want to go over a little bit actually. So we're going over and we're going to widen out a little bit. I'm going to put a few little flatty looking pieces with a few jaggies that looks like the root part of the trunk. Go over here with one. And there. And then we're going to come up. Okay. I think that'll work. Let's cut it out and see what it looks like. Shame we don't. I try to get the eye hole or that wood whorl grain in one part here. So let's see if I lucked out. This is like one of those mystery cuts you see a lot of the ladies doing. You draw it or collage it, and then you don't look at it, and you cut it, and then you see what you get. That's what this is. Oh my goodness. I sure would appreciate if any of my new watchers and stuff, if they like what they see, if they would like to subscribe and join my channel. I try to come up with new interesting things you don't see. And I'm always trying to improve my video presence. Oh, I got it. I got it. So that might not be too bad. I don't know if I've made it too tall. We'll see about that. I did need to have it. That's the thing. I needed to have it wider or wide enough that that can tuck in behind it when I put this all together. So let me get another piece of paper. I did forget to get my paper that I put everything on it, connects it all, and is my base. So hold on just a second for me. Okay, I found a nice light chipboard from Crafter Square. It was some stickers I got from Dollar Tree. So I believe that will work great. So what we need to do is get in here and draw a 2 circles. And I don't know if you can see it here, but there is a little bit of overlap between these two, and I drew that in there so you could see, because we're going to connect those two together. The top and the bottom are going to be flat because we will be putting that other piece over top, and that'll be hidden, but that's what's going to help our pocket to work well with this piece here. All right, let me get to cutting this out real quick. And you probably want to cut it just a little bit less than your drawing line because we don't need it to be showing. You don't want it to be showing at all. So I use these a lot for the back of cards, tags, things like that. These extra pieces of packaging, they come in great. Now, if you drink tea, the tea boxes, they make wonderful, because they're very lightweight, and they work magically. They don't give you too much bulk, and I've found in the past that they work great for me on the whole. All right, what we're going to do, we're going to glue this down now and get it going. Where's the tweezers? Here we go. I did a little inking. I couldn't help myself while we were in pause mode. I didn't think you might be interested in that. But I did get my template drawn up as I was going along. So that is ready. If you don't have the die cuts, don't worry about it. You can use the template and these shapes that I put on there. I drew right around them, and they're all going to be exactly like what you see here. You can choose different papers to make your pumpkins out of. I just decided to go with that pack, and it had a lot of pretty little designs in it. Now look, I went and put that piece over here that had the pencil line on it. Well, so now we just got to take that off. Okay, it's gone. I do see a little bit of my white, so all you got to do is go back in there and hit it with a little bit of distress ink, or if worst comes to worst, do a little tiny trim. It never fails that I have to trim something. It's the name of the game. All right. I think that'll work for now. Yeah, and like I said, the other sides are not, the top and bottom is not really going to be seen. All of that's going to be hidden. Okay, now our next piece to go on is going to be this one. And this is the one that, oh, I believe I backed that one too, to give it strength. So let me grab another little piece of paper and put behind here. Hold on. Okay, I chose this little maroon piece that's similar to the one I had behind there. Actually, it's the one on the truck. I thought that was cute. You want to try to do small designs. If you do small items, it helps. When you do a really big print or stripe or dot, it's going to really overtake your image and just drown it. You won't get to enjoy it. It pulls it under. And yeah, just think of the size of your item and uh, work from there. If it's a large piece, you can go with a larger print. If it's a small piece, try to keep it small. You do the same in quilting. Quilting has the same concept. You try to have a large print in your quilt, a small print, a stripe sometimes. I used to work in the fabric department there at Walmart. I'd like worked there 4 or 5 years, and I ran the craft department at one time. I was the manager, but it was these sets of fabrics that would come in, and they would have all these different styles. They had the overall, they called it, and they had the stripe. They'd have a solid. It was I loved getting new fabric in. You never knew what you were going to get. All right, we're going down. I couldn't move it, and I think that's good. That's good. I just got a little bleed there. Go press down, try to soak up anything that wants to come out. And as usual, as I told you before, these are my pieces of face wipes. I got them for 99 cents, a whole bag of them, the moisture kind of wipes. And I wipe off my stamps after I stamp with it, and then I'll hang those to dry, and then I'll use them for this, to sop up the glue. All right, at this point, you are going to glue only like the strips across. And if you wanted to remember it with this piece, you're going to glue it right there, right across the top and the bottom. All right. Because we want to leave our room for our little slide to go in. I guess it's a slide journal card. You can enter from either side, and we're going to cross our fingers that there is enough room there. I'm hoping there is. I made this the other year, as I usually say, and you know the drill. I didn't write down any instructions. Oh, there we go, look. And then if you have a two-sided paper with this, you can do either side. Now see, that kind of stands out better. And it pulls your eye from this white in here and these colors over to these colors. So that's excellent. Okay. Now what we got to do is we got to find us a piece of paper so we can start going and gluing this down. I'll show you how to assemble it. Okay, I just couldn't resist. I had to bring one of my papers over here that I had just dyed. That was fall colors. I did 3 shades. There was a yellow, a maroon, and this pretty orangey color came out. And I thought, oh, perfect for my pumpkin. Perfect. So we are going to start by putting our trunk down first. We're going to stick it down here at the bottom. And I'm not going to worry about it pretending that there's grass or anything there. It's fall. I may cut a few little leaves later on and put down around the base of it. I do have a little punch that has a leaf. Okay, you see where I've got my spine. This will be sewn in the signature part of the spine there. So we want to go, closer to this edge because we don't want to gum up our spine there any. So let me get the glue on the back side of this guy and get him down. Oop, we want to, wait a minute. I got to rethink this. To glue, we want to, how are we going to do this? because we want this to go down in here. We may be only gluing. I don't know how far it needs to go. Wait a minute. Let me calculate here for a second. So it's going in the top. It's going to hide so we don't see it. Then it has to be, okay. We're going to just do the bottom part of the trunk, because this is going to hold the rest of the trunk on there. Let me wipe that off. Let's just do this bottom section. Maybe 3/4 of an inch up at the most. And we'll glue it solid, you know, straight across after we get our jiggy jaggies here. And that will give it more strength to hold down. Like let's say right here. This is good. This should work out. It's like rocket science. You gotta figure out all the pieces and parts and how they work and exist with each other. And this is a little different from what I did before, because this one is only underneath of the pumpkin. See? But with this one, I had picked out this cute little card that I wanted to be in there. So what it's going to be doing is sliding down behind there. It's going to take care of the rest of that length for me. That is not in the other one. So see, we're going to go with that. But we're going to put a little bit of this on here to give us a little a la natural look, you know. It may be sitting on the stump on a piece of burlap. They didn't want their cute little pumpkin to get all wormy or anything. Oh, let me see. That should work. This thing's falling apart anyway. I'm going to just do one little layer there. It doesn't need to be too big. Oh, I remember when this stuff used to come in the store too, and I have to unbag it and everything. Oh, God. There's just something about burlap that I'm not crazy about. Oh, we had an old barn over here beside our house, and it had this one section that was, I guess, where he kept his tools and everything. It was one of these old farmhouses we got, and it had the old barns, the milking barn. Mom used to find all kinds of old coins and things out there where she would dig around in the manure from where the cows were corralled before they got milked. So anyway, the guy had all these feed sacks back in that little room. I'm gonna pull a couple more of these off. And yeah, they were quite dusty. It took your breath away. They were so fascinating. Okay, now we're going to glue this down, and since we used burlap, I'm wanting this bottom part to go down. We're going to have to use this, the Fabri-Tac. So what we're going to do is just do the outer edge of our card, and not even up on the top. We're just going to do a horseshoe kind of a deal like that. And you can come back in and just double check. Let's see. I can go up a little bit more because I'm going to be on that trunk in this area right here. So yeah. And then I want to make sure my glue is not hindering my entrance. Nope, it's not. And we can get this little piece right here too, to tell you the truth. Let me cap this thing because it's bubbling. I have not understood the intricacies of Fabri-Tac yet, but sometimes it's got a mind of its own. And we want to be away from our edge just a little bit. It's a big pumpkin. It's taking up almost this whole space. Oh well. Then you're going to push down. And when you're using any kind of fabric or thing like that, you probably want to use Fabri-Tac because it'll help you connect. I mean, that's what I used almost on the whole cover of my Shabby Chic journal. And it holds good and holds fast too. All right, let's put this over here, and we still have to assemble this. Now on the old one, I used 2 of these. I had one on the, oops, upside down. I had one on the front and I had one on the back, and made them to where the wood grain stood out on either side, as you can see. But I don't think I'm going to worry about that for this one. I'm going to just put this down on this brown part. So we're going to go with, I'm eyeballing how much that thickness of that brown is, and that's where I'm going to put this. Okay. I love this little pumpkin that's on here. All right, we're going to do it right here. And try to center it, because I did not center that one. He was wonky. All right, let's do that. And I did not do my curl. That is another die cut that I have. But if you can come up with a curl, remember how we used to take our scissors with ribbon and we'd pull it, or thin pieces of paper, and it'd curl them? You could try that. I used to love to do that. That was fascinating. Oh, I forgot to cut my edges. I want at least the 2 bottom ones, because that's the entrance point. How about that? If I cut it straight. I still didn't cut it straight. Me and tools. Now this is a pretty neat little gadget to have. It's a We Are Memory Keepers, and it does a rounded edge. It does barely the tip off of it, and then it'll do a little bit bigger. And when you're doing journal cards that need to go down into something, a pocket, some kind of a tuck. Actually, we're going to take the 2 little corners off of here just to give it not so a pointy appearance. Okay. But yeah, you want to use something to help it slide in there easier, which that does. That helps a whole lot. All right, let's see. The finale. Oh, it's sliding in. Is it sliding all the way down in? Yes, yes, we have success. Hot dog, that looks cute. Okay, well, I hope everybody tries this. I'm going to get my my template over onto my page as soon as I post this video, and I hope everybody has a great day. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and thank you for visiting.